Now, the rest of the story.
Yeah, it's a pretty heavy machine. We got the extra weights on the back end. With 2 bales on the front of it, it makes the back end a little light. Let me finish my lunch here. And with this, I know it's obnoxious to talk with food in my mouth, I'm sorry. And with this, my brother will be done for hay for the year. That just leaves me with approximately 100 acres to make, I hope. Not really sure. I've been kind of going back and forth on when I want to make the valley. I'm gonna make it. It's just that because we went through and made everything else off of it so late, it missed all of those excess rains we had. So making even the hay off of the bench, it really didn't get much of the rain it needed to really excel it. It's doing significantly better than the bottom just because it's also been made 3 weeks before the bottom was. But even for this stuff, it's already doing better than Ryan was hoping for. And this is the second field we've been in. And between Dad and Ryan, they're both running around getting it all made, or hauled in while I'm getting it made. And as you can see, the crops are really moving right along too. Ryan ended up coming out and raking this yesterday. It was still pretty green when he did. Opted to just let it go until today. And by doing that, it doesn't really matter if it went for another day because it is dry hay, and he's still wrapping it anyway to keep the weather off of it, because third cut alfalfa is some really good quality stuff, and it'll probably be some of the last stuff that he feeds, just, you know, for quality wise for his cows. Going through the round baler, we're done baling everything that we were in before. Clean the tractor off, hit it with the air hose, clean the air filter, clean the radiator out, clean the cab out. I'm gonna go through here after I'd already cleaned all the loose chaff off the baler, greased it. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna do the chains. I'm experimenting with using oil, and I'm not going to show me doing it because I'll probably get in trouble for it, or it won't be a popular choice. But what I've actually done, when I got done with the 566 and got that all cleaned up, because we try to unhook these balers or implements in general, we try to have them so they're ready to go the next time we want to use them, so we can just hook up and leave, because you never really know for sure when you're wanting to do stuff. So what I ended up doing, I found one of these old school, it's like a scrubbing brush. Like it's a hard bristle. It's like actually what you'd find out of a scrub brush for like cleaning the barn, cleaning the pipelines and all that. And what I actually ended up doing is putting oil on it, because it soaks up. You can have this completely full of oil. I mean, it's got enough open area in here that if you fill it full of oil and then you hold it straight up and down and allow gravity to pull that oil out, albeit with the machine running. But then what I was doing is putting this brush down while that chain was going around, and, you know, obviously being careful not to get your hand caught in it or anything. But then what that does is, well, you can kind of see it. You can see that the oil is coating that chain, because probably my biggest battle I have with these balers when it comes to maintaining them is roller chains. Keeping the roller chains happy on them is probably the biggest challenge. We have gone through a couple teeth, and the only reason that I haven't really gone through and changed them out is it's the end of hay season as we know it, and I already know that corn fodder is going to be the next, not the absolute next, but the job after the next one it does. And fodder, doing corn residue through these machines, the teeth and the laces on, well, laces are just the belts in general. I can run, if I was doing nothing but alfalfa and grass hay, I could run these pretty well without incident, until they were basically flat or smooth. Well, it needs a little bit of a grip, but you know, that tread is what's helping you rotate your material. And corn fodder, the stalks and everything, they ding it, they cut them, they slice them. They'll actually mess up your laces here. So I've actually been told that if you wanted to go through and take the time and the money to do it, laceless, they're continuous belts where they're just a solid belt, but you got to go through and take off every single roller and then install them, you know, as a solid belt, and that gets you away from these laces. I don't ever see me wanting to do it just because that sounds kind of painful. Really getting these figured out, but just staying up with your maintenance on them. Change these laces. They say every 500 bales of corn fodder and like 1,000 bales of like alfalfa and grass hay. I don't think it's quite that extreme, but what I do is if I was running huge numbers of bales through this baler, this one baler, yeah, I'd be changing these laces out, these pins, multiple times a year. But what I've done on both balers is when I get them out in the spring, I'll just go through, use a power drill actually, and hook it. You can tighten down your electric drill and it'll actually spin this pin, and you can pull it out, put a new pin in the electric drill, and then as that drill is spinning, you can lace these so much quicker than trying to use a pliers or a vice grip. I'm very much anti-pliers. I never really did understand the people that walk around with a pair of pliers on their belt. No offense to anybody that does it, but in my life and farming experience, pliers really, they do more damage than what they really do good. Well, I had to cut you off up in the shed, but this is the last job for tonight before I have to go get Relina. So this is part of the cows I got at the home farm. And I'm gonna try to do this without getting hurt again, because I threw a bucket of grain into them the other day, and they, well, before the grain was out of the first bucket, they were rushing me. And this isn't where I left it. What's up? So slightly aggravated and annoyed. The bull just jumped one of the cows. He's still pursuing her. So I guess we can chalk her down as probably still open. Hopefully not anymore. But it just throws a wrench into my plans, which plan is a 4-letter word. This is probably part of what I'm going to be doing this winter too. This was the bunk that I had in for the calves to chew off of when I had them starting on grain. And I just threw it in here the other day because I'm trying to, come here girls! Trying to, not so much tame these guys down, because they're probably too tame as it is. Meaning, it's whatever. But more or less just give them a little bit of something, because these guys are basically eating nothing but a little bit of grass they can find out in the pasture, and then whatever hay is in the feeder. And with only having
20 cows in here. They're not eating the worst stuff I can give them, because I'm actually trying to give them the better quality stuff. The exception to that rule is this bale right here, where I dumped a bucket of molasses on it. It's first cut waterway grass. It's not bad stuff by any means, but it's lukewarm. As I tell you that, it's actually, how old is this stuff? Oh, I know where this, okay, this stuff is from that waterway over there. Oh, okay. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah. So it's way overripe first cut, because we made this stuff a week, 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. And I had some liquid molasses from last fall, which I think I got a love-hate relationship with it, because I ended up mixing a 5-gallon pail of it, split it between 2 5-gallon pails, and then I dumped a bunch of hot water in with it, with each. I'm always popular when my got the camera on, because that's what everybody wants to call. I mixed up a 5-gallon pail, split it between 2 5-gallon buckets, and then I filled it with hot water, and then I threw it between this bale, and then I dumped the other bucket on the other bale that's sitting over there. It's really not bad stuff, but he said they got an assortment of feed. Each one of these has a different choice in it. That's straight grass that was made a month ago. This is stuff that was made just recently, but definitely being waterway grass, it was a little tougher. And I don't really know how I feel about that liquid protein. I was always told to do exactly that, and it makes them actually interested in bales that are a little subpar. And I just don't really know if I'm not seeing the return that I would like to see on it. It was really talked up. This is alfalfa. It's really stemmy, but they're kind of chewing on it. But actions speak louder than words, and they're preferring that grassy stuff. It's actually grass made off the valley. It's first cut. And blue 67 for the win. The good news is the cow that the bull is chasing around, she is one of the 2 that I wrote down back in August that was jumping. So if anybody's going to be jumping, I'd rather it be the ones that I know were a potential issue. It throws me off as far as having the bull out like this, because my calving window was supposed to be from the 1st of April to the 1st of June. And if I pull him out now, when I'm planning on it, it'll push it out about the 1st of July. But it's really not the end of the world. I'd rather have calves than a bunch of open cows. But more or less hoping that he's just doing the cleanup. So I gotta go through, better dump the grain in for these guys so they don't revolt on me. Having random cases of pink eye, and the white face, she was an issue last year, treated her. She's an issue this year, I treated her. And the cows up here have been all right, but my calves have been kind of sporadic, and I contribute a lot of that to 1 or 2 of them have gotten it, and then they're eating on that steer feeder over there, and they're bumping into each other, and they're transmitting it that way. Nothing special. Oats, a little bit of corn, and protein. So I'm really not getting carried away feeding these guys, just sporadically. A couple buckets here and there. Keeps them timid, keeps them quiet, and it keeps them acclimated to getting buckets of oats, or at least they know when they see a 5-gallon pail. For better or worse, it's ringing the dinner bell, and that's fine. It's just that when they run you down before you're able to get to the bunk, then that's a problem. Well, somebody's got something on fire. Oh my. Hope that's not coming from my place. Oh well. Not oh well, but maybe oh crap. So, come here, girls. And the thing too about, other than having to fill this, do something with that. The cows that are here over the summer are the ones that there's no way I would put them out on pasture because I gotta be able to load them back up and get them back here. So like, she's an idiot. Which other one? That one's an idiot. So you just try to work with them too much, and I'm pretty sure they put their brains up their butt and heck with you. So everybody is at least eating good. Everyone is putting weight on. You get the older cows. I mean, she's like 12 years old, and this is what I got to deal with. So do this one-handed, then everything else one-handed. But I think you're gonna hurt me. And get up in the bunk. Not worth it. Hey, back off. Back up. See, this tells you right now they're pretty quiet or tame. They're at least confident enough in themselves. They're able to walk up to me and try to eat right out of the bucket. Isn't that right? So watch out. I don't feel like getting hurt. So yeah, we got an assortment of cull cows in here that need to be culled. That if they aren't producing calves, they're going to be going. But as raggedy as they look, they produce calves actually, and having experience goes a long way, because the older cows like that are some of your best mamas because they know what they're doing. You know what they say about don't challenge somebody that has been in a profession long enough that normally everyone doesn't make it to old age. So when they're good enough to keep, you know. Oh well, with prices where they are, culling out some of the problem childs is going to be a little bit easier to do this year for sure. So that's my nightly chores. Well, a sliver of them. But I gotta go see if I can get Relina away from Grandma. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.